Would you normally put two sets here, like one here and one over on the other side, or?
No, my view on sets is I set a lot of traps, but I very rarely set more than one at a location. I would rather, if I'm looking at this and I saw coyote tracks on that road, I'd rather have a trap here and a trap there, or a trap here and where you got your other trap, or a trap here and then further down that road, like say where that gap comes through there. If there's a deer trail down there, I may put another one there. But I don't want to lock up this territory. And what I found, I don't catch.
Locking it up?
Well, I don't want to lock up the two traps being right here, because just rolling averages, there's a better chance you're going to catch one coyote than a double. Because if it was the opposite, every time you set 2 or 3 traps, you'd have 2 or 3 doubles, correct? Most times it's just one. So if I can have a good location, and a good location, I'd rather spend the time to put trap, and trap, because you may catch one here and one over there. Because the coyote that's going over there may never come over here, but if you just think this is the location and your 2 pieces of equipment sitting up here, you may not get any action for a week. But if you spread those out over all the travel ways,
I see.
Then you shoot way up, and you can play on a calculator.
Would it be feasible to go ahead and put another trap there at this location? You know,
it doesn't hurt anything. It doesn't hurt anything. But if you want to catch more coyotes, you're better to not think of locations, but think travel ways. And travel ways are just how coyotes, like people, you get sucked into, like, what is a location? Like when you wanted to put it on the corner. So that's a classic trapping location. But why is that a trapping location? Well, you've got a road, which is a travel way. You've got the trail that's coming off of that bluff, this is a travel way, and you've got 2 roads behind you, it's a travel way. And they're all going to meet there, so that means that would have been a great location. But when you look at this right here, this road's a location, that's a location, that road over there is a location. So, and what I mean by that, they're trapping their travel way. So a coyote can come down that way, he can come up this way, or he can come out this road. I would rather have 3 traps on 3 different on travel ways than I would trying to always force them into one location. Because if you ever get to set snares and fences, you'll realize we're not very good at trapping locations. You'll see deer hair where there's not supposed to, coyote hair where there's not supposed to be coyote hair. Because you catch coyotes in places you'd never put a trap, but the coyote's telling you it's there. Because they run like a spider web. You can look it up online. USDA studies on coyote patterns, and they track them with collars. And you know, you always read in the trapping books, they spend more time on the outside. That's hogwash. You know, this, that, and the other. If you look at when they track them, it looks like a spider web in their thing. So they're going everywhere, just like we would. You know, if we were living up here, we'd be going everywhere. So I want to get everywhere instead of in a few places.
By a spider web, do you mean we need to be going in the timber and setting up deer trails, or do we need to stay out where they're easily checked?
Well, here we got to do it if it's easily checked, because we're not checking them. But if I was doing this for control, I would continue on down this road till it ran out. And everywhere that I thought that there was a reason for a coyote to cross that, there'd be a set.
A ridge line or a...
Yeah, like down here, let's just walk down here. When you start putting pressure up here in these open areas, and the coyotes want to come this way, however they're coming, they're going to start skirting you. And part of setting all these travel ways up is you don't, like you'll catch something here and go dead for a long time. Well, there may be 10 coyotes come by you, but they've seen all this ruckus and they smell it, and their instincts go, something's going on that ain't supposed to happen there. So he'll cut down right down through here. And if you were deer hunting in hilly country like this, you'll also find out that deer use these gaps. I'm more of a gap trapper than I am the top of a ridge trapper. So both of them definitely work. Like you got the deer trail right here. It's going to be coming out through that. And it's going to be heading over to where his set's at. See, if I was going to continue on, especially control trapping, I'd stop and put a trap here. Now you could say that it's a double set, but this could have been 300 yards from now.
And that's because of the gap here coming.
But yeah, because the animals are going to flow through here naturally. But to me, that's a totally different. See, up there, you're working off all three of those working together. Here, you just have this one span where they're crossing the road.
Okay, since we have rain coming in Friday, we want to stay up in at the log again.
And you can see how much crap going through here. If you don't think deer are going to be going through here and cows are going to be following them, so if you're worried, you got to think about water, and you're coming up through here. Well, you've got that hump right here. This is how they're coming up. You can easily put a dirt hole in vertical and have your trap where it's up a little bit higher, and it'll always work. And it's easy to dig in this because it's a spoil pile.
You're talking about a vertical hole and then a trap on top?
Horizontal, I'm sorry.
There you go.
If you dig a horizontal hole, the rain's not going to fill it up. Water's going to run off of here. The animals are coming right next to it anyway. I can check it from the truck. So I've got the ease of setting. I'm right on a travel way, and I'm thinking about the weather.
Okay, I got a question. Now, if you was going to dig a horizontal hole, would you? This goes to the two. Would you have a trap on the in front of it like normal, and one up on top of the hump, or would you?
Well, that really going with two traps. I do that a lot because there's not a terrible lot of coyotes on here, but I want zero because that's the reason I'm here. So I'm gonna always use 2 or 3 traps, you know. But if I've got the time, and if I was checking them and not Bobby, and I was like we did the study, I was setting every one of these travel ways up in every which direction I could find one, I would just set one trap. I would set some up for pups, like you did on your dirt hole, and I would set some up for adults, where you start back setting and side setting and stuff like that. So then I would mix that up.
I guess what I'm interested in though too is where I'm trapping. When I get something to visit, I want to catch it. So if you was looking at that and you was going, would you put 2? Where would you put your trap? I mean, would you go ahead and set 2 or just 1? If you're trying to get rid of all the coyotes and catch every one that comes in.
Being in that vertical dirt hole, probably what I would do is I would dig this out the way that it is back here. I would kind of give him just a little bit of a ridge that he can see, and I'm going to probably come over here and put that trap.
Clear over.
Because I'm thinking about the animal, I'm not thinking about the set. Set's irrelevant.
Why is that coyote going to travel there? Because all the litter up here, this is higher.
It is higher, but see, I can pull this stuff over here. Here's the main trail. He's gonna see a little bit of disturbance. I'm more trying to catch him on a sneak than I am on digging.
So he's going to be nervous and coming around the back side of it, and you're going to catch him on the approach to it then.
Yeah, and the best way to think about the sneak, I had a student, well, I won't mention his name because I don't want to embarrass him. When we got into setting the side sets and stuff, it was not computing at all. So I pulled my wallet out, I sat down on the front tire of the Jeep, opened the wallet, I said, all the money and credit cards in here are yours if you can get them. I pulled out the Kimber, I cocked it, I said, now you got to come get it. And he's standing in front of me. I said, are you sure you want to stand in front of me knowing that some danger is right here in front of you because the 45 is going to hurt? And he looked at me for a long time. I said, how would you come up on me? He said, well, I'd get behind the Jeep. I said, we'll do it. And when he got around to the bumper on the side right there next to me, that's where the trap goes. Because if someone's going to try to sneak up on you, that's where they're going to be. They're not going to put the trap out here. And he's going to, a coyote especially, he's going to try to come up, and even if he doesn't work the set, he's got to figure out what it is. Once he makes a commitment, he's at least going to come in and lean over and try to do that.
So he's traveling back and forth over here, and when he sees the dirt hole, he's going to be nervy and come around and...
Why won't he come this way?
Why would he? Because if I was sitting here with a... See, he don't know if that's danger or not. When you start putting all that exotic smells and stuff down in there, you can get away with that if you just stake down part of the deer, a chicken, a beaver, a house cat, something like that, something that he smells all the time, or mice. That your stimulus factor goes down and he acts more natural. When you bring that stimulus factor up when you're using commercial baits and stuff, because like some of the ingredients, especially in that federales, it's very attractive to them, but it's not something they've ever smelt before in the wild. So they're going to react to that. And when he starts coming up, he's going to do it thinking something could be wrong with the situation. And he's going to try to sneak up.